Well, Arsenal is taking on Bournemouth tomorrow, and we're here to bring you the match preview of this Premier League match. Arsenal is going to play this game after Man City have played against Newcastle around lunchtime. And if favour works well for a team called Arsenal, they might find themselves in a position of going into the game of Bournemouth, knowing the result of Man City and Newcastle, that will bring maybe a smile to their lips, because Newcastle are really wounded lions. They've just lost to Manchester United in the Carabao Cup finale. They're going to lift themselves up, I know, at Etihad, and they are going to find themselves in a position of really maybe shocking City. And City needs to show to it that they are back, and if at all they are back, they have to win this game of football. But it might work well for the game of Arsenal and in their favour. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? And where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment, and share. Now, today, before I get into this match preview, there is something I slept over with, and it was all about how Arsenal are in a position of finding themselves close to 11, all 8 points ahead of City before they play them. Do you know why? In the next 3 fixtures of City, they are playing Newcastle and Liverpool. Though all those fixtures at Etihad, you never know what's going to happen. I believe one of those games, City is going to level up with the team at Etihad. You get? Then Arsenal will be playing Bournemouth, they'll be playing Fulham, and they'll be playing Crystal Palace. You get? I believe Arsenal is going to win all those games, because Fulham away is the most hard game, and then which other side? Fulham away is another hard game. Crystal Palace at Emirates, it's going to be hard, but I know Arsenal will surpass it, because Gabriel Jesus is going to be viable for that. They'll be winning that beautiful game of football. So, Man City, even though they win those games of Liverpool, Newcastle, there is a weekend they are going to be playing in the FA Cup. The weekend that Arsenal is going to be playing against Fulham, Man City are going to be playing in the FA Cup. What does that mean? Arsenal would have played one more ahead, one game more than Man City, putting them to 8 points clear if at all they win that beautiful game of football. That's it. So, by the time City returns from the international break, or plays a game towards the international break, they will be in a position. All right, I think they'll be playing Liverpool, not so? They'll be playing Liverpool at Etihad. That's it. When they'll be playing Liverpool at Etihad, they'll be 8 points behind Arsenal. And if Arsenal goes ahead to win their games, it will be something that is doing them in favor to stretch that gap back to where it's supposed to be. And if at all City draws one of those games between Newcastle and Liverpool, then Arsenal might find itself 10 or 11 points ahead of City. So that was something I thought that was important to throw in before I start this preview, because I reminisced about it throughout the night. It was through my mind after looking through the fixtures, and obviously I got to know this trophy might be going to the hands of Arsenal. Now, going to the match preview, Arsenal, midweek, they won Everton, their game in hand they had, by 4-0. Then Brentford, their last game they played, City visited them and beat them by 4-1. You get? Now, if City beat them 4-1, how many goals are Arsenal going to put past them? Because it looks like they are a side that is really conceding very many goals, and it looks like Arsenal has really discovered its scoring grip. They are back to their levels of scoring. The last time Arsenal played Bournemouth was, I think, last year. It was the third game of the Premier League of Arsenal. They won that game by 3-0. I think it was Odegaard with a brace, and then William Saliba with that beautiful goal that he scored, that came in from a corner. And obviously, when he really scored it, it was a very goal taken with a beautiful technique. We saw Zinchenko holding his head in disbelief. You remember that very well. But for Arsenal, Jesus is back in training, but is not going to make the match squad. That's it. He's expected either in the game of Sporting Lisbon or the game of Fulham. That is next weekend or next Thursday. Now, for El Nini, it's I think his season is over. We might not see him until the start of the preseason. That's it. For Bournemouth, they're having almost all their players available, but the Solankes are really one of those that you can talk about. There is Anthony that was linked to Arsenal. I think he's like 19 years of age, 20. He came in from the academy of Arsenal, and Arsenal has been keeping an eye onto the player. So that is what Arsenal is all about. Bournemouth is into the relegation battle. They don't want to get back to the championship. Arsenal just wants to continue winning and winning and winning and winning and winning because they're left with 13 games. You know, Arsenal, when they're having Gabriel Jesus, in the 14 games they played before they went to the World Cup, they won 12, drew 1, and lost 1. Now, if they can replicate that form they had, you get? Because Jesus is going to be back, and out of the 13, they win 12. Even if they lose one game like this, they'll find themselves in a position of winning the Premier League. That's it. So that is what Arsenal is having on table, and this game is going to be played tomorrow at Emirates. 60,704-seater stadium. Now, I think the other players are very bad at Arsenal. The dilemma is between Jorginho and Thomas Partey. Partey is back. Jorginho is playing the recent games. Who is going to start? That is what we're going to discuss in the next episode here. Then there is Nketiah and Trossard who should start to lead the line. That is another big debate that Arsenal fans are really trying to really digest here onto the Rokani Media Football. So let's get into this and see how we believe or we think Arsenal is going to stand into this game of football versus Bournemouth. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in on a daily system. I've made a mistake. It's supposed to be 4-3-3 because Mikel Arteta started the season with 4-2-3-1. Now he's playing a 4-3-3 system that is playing. In goal, no doubt, Ramsdale. He did a very wonderful job when they're playing Everton. That double save in the 92nd minute was really world class. He pulled out 2 worldies. Even at the beginning of the first half, I think he denied, is it Onana or Maupe, from really finding himself onto the score sheet of Everton. And he kept a clean sheet. He has kept 12 clean sheets in the Premier League. Only one goalkeeper has kept more than him. That is Nicky Pope. Nicky Pope has kept more clean sheets than him, so it looks like it's going all well for him and no one is going to see him benched. Now, with the UEFA Europa League coming in through, we expect some changes to be made at Arsenal, especially in the midweek. But I think this game on Saturday, he's going to go full strength, according to me. So the right back position, I see this man coming back and starting Ben White. I think every time he plays with Jorginho, I see a lot of progress going forward, and he is really one of those right backs that have done better in the Premier League. That is Ben White. Expect Ben White to play on the right back. Left back, with Kientieni showing that he's no longer interested in everything concerning Arsenal, Zinchenko is going to play into that position. I'm 100% sure, and Zinchenko has been nominated amongst the 4 players of Arsenal, the best players of Arsenal for the month of February. That is Zinchenko for you. Now, Kientieni has a chance to start his first game. I think in how long? I think last game for Arsenal when Arsenal was playing in the, is it UEFA Europa League? I'm talking about the Premier League. Because in the FA Cup, I saw him start. In the Carabao Cup, I saw him start. But I'm talking about the Premier League. When did he last start a game? I don't even remember. So we might see him. We might see Kientieni start for Arsenal midweek when they are playing Sporting Lisbon in the UEFA Europa League. Expect that to happen. That is Zinchenko for you. Now let's go to the central defense partnership. No changes. No changes. Gabriel Magalhaes playing with the left side of the central defense and William Saliba playing on the right side of the central defense. I believe them going back to keep clean sheets. 2 consecutive clean sheets. Away at Leicester 1-0. At Emirates 4-0 is really great. At the start of the season, we are complaining that Arsenal is keeping clean sheets away from home and really keeping less clean sheets at Emirates, but this time they're trying to balance it. And I saw Gary Neville talk on the overlap that if at all you want to win this trophy, clean sheets should be part of your daily routine. And I think Mikel Arteta and his central defense partnership have really gotten back that grip of going ahead to do the needful and really keep these clean sheets. Now, let's talk a little bit of the midfield. Jorginho or Thomas Partey? I believe Thomas Partey last started the game of Arsenal when they lost to Brentford, and ever since then, he has not been starting. It has been Jorginho against City. It was Jorginho against Aston Villa. It was Jorginho starting against Leicester City. It was Jorginho that was starting against Everton, and I think he played close to 45 minutes. Then Thomas Partey came in through. Now, this time round, I think Thomas Partey is going to start. Do you know why? I think he's fully fit. I'm so happy that Mikel Arteta read my mind very well. I was one of those people that was preferring to let Partey heal completely because Jorginho is doing the job, and that went well for Arsenal. They've won all of those games, and he's back with Thomas Partey to start. And with the game on Thursday, away in Sporting Lisbon, I believe Jorginho is going to be benched tomorrow, and Thomas Partey is starting over Jorginho in the central attacking midfield. Not, it's the central defense midfield area that is the single pivot. Then alongside who? Alongside Martin Odegaard. This guy, to me, he's one of the best players at Arsenal, though Arsenal fans are not giving him the flowers he deserves. But Odegaard is really a very good player, and he has gone ahead to score 9 goals and put in 6 assists this season. You know what it means for a central midfielder to be having those numbers? It shows you how much he's improving, meaning that, like it or not, he's going to make double figures in the Premier League of goals and assists. So I'm expecting him to be having close to 20 goal involvements, close to 13 goals and 7, 6, 7, 10 assists. That is Martin Odegaard for you. And he's going to start into that position because he's one of those players that I think are not going to be started away at Sporting Lisbon, because I expect wholesome changes to be made by Mikel Arteta. If at all that game of football doesn't work well out for Arsenal, they can bring the first full team to play at Emirates, but they cannot risk to play their entire team, the first team, when they're having a game of Fulham on Sunday away from home. I think they will go for a second string side, but the second string side of Arsenal is also good. Then later, they'll have to settle the score at Emirates if at all it doesn't go in their way. The other player, Xhaka, in the game of Everton, he showed me some glimpses of really being that player returning to where he's supposed to be. But I'm still insistent. I'm still insisting again that the player that is supposed to be playing that beautiful position, it should be Fabio Vieira. He complements these three a lot. He's press resistant, he's good at passing, and he's what Arteta wants. Arteta doesn't want a player like Granit Xhaka because he's not press resistant. He looks like an old man out every time they're really doing that tiki-taka style of play in the central axis. You get? He's not a quick passer. You get? I think the main reason as to why he's being started because of his leadership skills, that he's trying to help Odegaard in that midfield. But I think the rest, he's not worth to be a starter. And I think very soon we are going to see some ridiculous changes be made by Mikel Arteta in that position. Then we go to the forwards, the right forward, Saka, untouchable, because there is no player who can come in and really play in this position. That's why Arsenal have prioritized 3 signings, all 4 in the summer, and a right winger with the left foot is one of those that Arsenal is looking at to sign, because you can't be having a player like Bukayo Saka playing every game. You need to rest him sometimes, and they rested him in the game of Everton. They took him off when the game was 3-0 after scoring the first goal for Arsenal that broke the dreadlock, as Everton was trying to really play a low block. But I think he's really one of those players that is really scoring in very many goals. He scored his 10th Premier League goal, and he has 9 assists. So, very good season for Bukayo Saka, and he's trying to go ahead and really put himself up in the ilk of players that are really performing well and are going to compete for the best player in the Premier League this season. Let's go to the left attacking side of the midfield, or the left forward. I think with his form, he has 11 goals now. That is Gabriel Martinelli with 3 assists. No one doubts him. And the decision that Mikel Arteta took to bench him and bring him later to show him that you are not a starter until you really show me that you are. He proved him right, and the previous 3 games, he has gone ahead to bag himself 4 goals for Arsenal. That is Gabriel Martinelli. We expect him to start as a left forward in this team at Emirates. And he's one of those players that's gone ahead to score very many goals at the Emirates. Most of his goals, I think 7 or 8 of the 11 goals as in the Premier League, he has scored them at Emirates, meaning that away from home, he has only scored 3. I think 1 against Brighton, 1 against Leicester City, and 1 against Leicester City, and 1 against Aston Villa. I think those are the 3 goals are scored away from home. The 8, he has scored them at the Emirates Stadium. Now, the big question is, who should lead the line? Edin Ketia or Leandro Trossard? That is the huge question that everyone is asking himself. And for myself, I think this man has done it all. He has proven everything that he's the right man for that position. That is a man known as Leandro Trossard. He's expected to start as a false number 9 for Arsenal, in a role where he makes all other people around him look better, especially with his vast knowledge of football, helping Martinelli to get back to the Martinelli we knew. I think he deserves to start in that beautiful game of football, and no one deserves to start ahead of him. So I think that Mikel Arteta is also thinking what I'm thinking, and is going to go all out and really put in a player known as Trossard to lead the line, because the previous 2 games they've played together, they've really looked great. It's like they've been playing together for a very, very long time. Now, my prediction for this game of football, Arsenal is going to run riot. 4-0 Arsenal. 4-0, another clean sheet for Arsenal, and for the very first time in this season, they're going to keep 3 clean sheets in a row, because I never saw Arsenal this season keep 3 clean sheets in a row. Not away from home, but in a row. Away from home, they did it. They kept 1 against Crystal Palace. They kept 1 against Bournemouth, I think. Yeah. No, they've never kept 3 in a row away from home, because Man United intervened and really hit them bad. Now, let me take you to these stats that you need to know about this game of Arsenal and Bournemouth. They are really one-sided, and it shows you how much this game is one-sided. Arsenal have won all 6 of their home games against Bournemouth in all competitions by an aggregate of 17-2. That's why my prediction is 4-0. Only against Gaines Tritini do the Gunners have a better 100% win record at home. So it shows you that Arsenal have won all their last home games against Bournemouth. Now, Bournemouth have never kept a Premier League clean sheet against Arsenal, winning just 1 of their 11 meetings with them in a competition. So they've never kept a clean sheet against Arsenal. It shows you how good Arsenal has gone ahead to showcase their supremacy against Bournemouth always. Since losing 2-0 to Brentford on the opening day last season, you remember that game very well, Arsenal have won their last 8 Premier League meetings with promoted sides. They last had a long such winning run between 2002 and 2003. That is Arsenal for you. Everything is in hands of Arsenal. Arsenal have lost 1 of their last 32 league games, kicking off at 3 p.m. on Saturday, going down to 1 against Brighton last season in April. Remember that? So every game Arsenal has played around 3 p.m. they've gone ahead to win it. Then Bournemouth have lost all 8 of their Premier League games against teams starting the day top of the table, conceding 27 goals in the process. So it shows you how ugly they've looked. I don't see how they're surviving Arsenal. My heart is telling me Arsenal is taking this home, and it's going to be serious. It's one of those games Arsenal is going to use to close down the goal difference that it's in between them and Man City. I believe City now has, they've scored six more goals than Arsenal. Let me check. Let me be exact. City has a goal difference of 39. Arsenal has a goal difference of 33. So tomorrow, Arsenal have a chance to close down this goal difference against City. That's it. Because I don't see City putting very many goals past Newcastle. If Arsenal can put like 4 past Bournemouth, that means they would have gone ahead to close in to like 3 or 4 goals on City. And this goal difference is going to be so much pivotal, because in the Premier League, if you happen to level at points, they won't look at the head-to-head when you face yourselves who won, who collected more points of the other. They just go straight onto what we call the goal difference. And goal difference might be pivotal in this season's decider of the winner of the Premier League. So guys, thank you very much for watching in through. Smash the like button, comment and share. My prediction is simple. I believe Arsenal are really going to beat Bournemouth a minimum of 4 goals. It can even go worse to 6. Why? Arsenal need these goals to surpass the goal difference of City. And thank you guys for watching in through. Your reactions are welcome in the comment section below. Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later. Let's see close to 200 likes onto this video. May the Lord bless you abundantly. I'm out. We are going to be back with the presser, I think, of Mikel Arteta. A little bit of Liverpool predicted starting 11 versus Manchester United. Can we do the preview of Newcastle versus Man City? I'm going to find out whether time is going to be our best ally in the next 2-3 hours to come.